fine.
All right. I'll just laugh at Michael the whole time. Feed Mike.
Whoa! Yes. It's so true. You have to bring that back in a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Paranormal Party. Para with an Abnormal, the Para with a Normal podcast. Sharing is caring, so we're going to give everybody a chance to share the live to all of their friends, family, and enemies. Okay, anybody. Okay, send it to your dogs. Okay, if they've got a website, they need to know about it. Okay, we always like to make sure that everybody gets a chance to share it to the Facebook. We are on YouTube as well, so please go ahead and share it. After that is done, the sharing, the caring, the staring, the glaring, with all the airings are done. I am your host, Pedro Poopy Pants, and I am here today with Miss Mary Lynn Bast. And of course, we now have the incredible women from the Louisiana Spirits, Paracon, Heather and Crystal.
Cajun
What did you call it? Cross country?
Cajun country.
Cajun country?
Cajun country, Louisiana.
But there's not a whole country that's Cajun.
It's all country in there.
You mean Cajun County?
Nope, Cajun country.
What country?
It's country like the forest.
Oh, like
the wood.
Country Fried Chicken.
Yes.
Yes.
Like KFC?
It could be.
Popeyes is from Louisiana. Is it like Popeyes?
It's more like alligator.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a special guest that I need to pop on really quick.
Oh, yes.
So hold on just a second.
So we have a special treat for the two of you, I believe.
This is more for you, Mike.
There it is. Look at that sexy beard. Wow.
I had to hijack this stream because I remember a few podcasts ago you talked about me and I wasn't on to defend myself.
Yeah, that's the best time.
Do you recall this?
Oh, yes, definitely.
So, to start off with and refresh everybody's mind, you had talked about my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You talked about
should I rehash that?
My episodes. No. I think everyone got the picture with the exaggerated details that you put out there.
They were very exact.
I was kind of hoping that maybe Josh and everybody else who was part of that conversation was on here just so I can set the record straight. But you had some of the details included throwing myself into the bed and
you did
hunkering over and
into the bed, hands to the side, face first, instantly snoring.
And then you also went on to say that I showed up to this convention not knowing where I was gonna go or gonna do, and
bro was so lost.
So
he was like a homeless kitten.
So going to the convention kind of was almost last minute, and somewhere in the conversations I can't really recall. So am I still there?
You're still here.
Unfortunately.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So So when I got there, they were like, "Yeah, we got rooms for you. You can go here. You could share with me." And then they were like, "Oh, Mike's got a room available." And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. Okay." So took up on it. Now the peanut butter and jelly.
Where did you get that
I
from?
like to be frugal when I travel, just because. I think when I landed, I went to Walmart because TSA had taken a lot of my stuff. So I went to get toothpaste, toothbrushes, and I was really hungry. Nothing was open because I landed probably like midnight, and so I just grabbed bread, peanut butter, and jelly, and brought it back to the room. So
You didn't bring that
a
from
whole
like
loaf of peanut
home?
butter and jelly was delicious.
Did you bring it from
What's
home?
that?
Did you bring it from home?
No, he stopped and got it, is
No,
what
I
he
did
said.
not. That is
Are
not
you,
allowed on the plane.
are you sure you didn't just have that in your carry-on?
No, bread
Okay.
won't make it. So anyways, that's the whole reason for the peanut butter and jelly. I'm trying to save money because we all know that these conventions can get really expensive, especially since I wanted to buy some stuff while I was there. You know, who knows? I mean, I was at Gettysburg for the first time and planned on doing a lot of stuff while I was there. Now, I will tell you, and I will ask Mary Lynn to back me up on this.
Okay.
I
So
don't
before you do that, can
sleepwalk.
we do our
I
spirits
don't
to the
sleepwalk.
spirit?
Okay,
Well, before you do that, let's
I
this is
got
a great spot for spirits with spirits. I've got my blackberry here. And Crystal, what are you drinking?
Oh, just some wine.
Some wine. Heather?
Blackberry Crown and Gatorade.
Gotta stay hydrated. That's right.
Gotta
My
stay
trusty
hydrated.
fireball.
Spirits with spirits.
Spirits to the spirits.
Okay. So you go to the Walmart, you get your PB&J materials. Okay, it's not put together yet. It's still in the material phase. You stay with me, right? So now here we are, 2, 3 in the morning. What's happening?
so I think you had said that I'd come in like really loud and I'd open the door and you like, what's going on? You are
You
the
came in
only
really
person
late.
that I know. You're the only person that I know that will be in a dead sleep and will pop up as if you are on caffeine. I have no idea. It scared the crap out of me. I thought I
I
woke
can
you up,
attest
and
to that.
Mary Lynn's like, no, he's like that all the time. Josh is like, nope, he does it all the time.
But it's
He's
almost
on
like
at
he
any
just
moment.
So
straight up.
It's so true.
he popped straight up. Like it was like poof, and I was like, whoa. So so I get in there, and I have been married to my wife for over 25 years. Well, 20 years. We were together for 5. Anyways, she has never, ever in 25 years said I've slept walk, slept talk, or done anything. So
We're
for
gonna
you to
need an
say that I was
affidavit.
sleepwalking is what's that?
We're gonna need an affidavit signed.
I when you told me that I slept walk, I still almost don't believe you. I just cannot believe it because you're the first person I remember waking up not breathing, and the time you talked about me like barfing my brains out in the bathroom was literally me gasping for air. I thought I was going to die in the
Yeah.
Gettysburg Hotel. Like
So-
I was like, this is not how it's going to end.
That's true. That I will attest to that. He was in bed, and that's when the choking actually began. So I had just assumed you had slept, ate another peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it had gotten trapped somewhere in your trachea-ish area.
So what had actually happened is he had, at that location, he had left a pair of shoes. And that's where I was telling him he left something there and that the spirit was coming to tell him he had left it there. Could not get his attention, and that's where choking him.
1-800-choke-a-bitch.
Well, it was weird because she was like, well, you left something. I was like, I didn't leave anything. I've got all my stuff in the room. I don't know what you're talking about. We had done the Speakeasy episode the night before,
Right.
and I remember changing clothes and shoes for
Right in front of
the
you. Fuck ass nude. Carpets match the drapes, folks.
I had my back turned, so I didn't see anything.
So I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I go, oh, I left my shoes. And I go back in there, and there they are, sitting under the chair that I took a picture in. Granted, I don't know if you remember, Mary Lynn, but I said, I do not feel comfortable sitting in that chair. I don't like it. And they
So
were
you
like, but it'd be a
sat down.
great, they're like, it'd be a great photo opportunity, which is the one you guys see on the cover. It turned out really amazing, but
Fantastic.
I just I didn't feel comfortable and did it anyways for the greater good. And I got choked by 1-800 choke a bitch. So
Yeah. What happened
don't sit
the
in that
next night?
don't sit in that chair.
So,
But I
what,
will
do you
say
have
it was
any
fun.
memories of what happened the next night?
Oh, I slept like a baby after I got my shoes. I don't think anything happened.
So the next night is when you got out of bed, and it was the weirdest thing because you are in bed, and all of a sudden, while in bed, you go, "What the fuck?" And I go,
So
"Huh?"
he did tell me that. He told me that.
Yeah.
Well,
And then you got up, you got out of bed, and then you walked over to the desk, and you grabbed the back of the chair, and you were staring at the desk for maybe like 30, 40 seconds, and then you go, "Oh, okay." And then you flopped back into bed, head first, out cold, snoring. You don't remember that at all.
no,
None.
not at all.
Not
at all. What did you slip in my drink that night you were doing drinks?
Right?
He was the bartender.
You were the bartender that night, and I don't know if
I swear on my father's grave that you did that.
Yeah, he did tell me that before the next day. He did tell me about that.
I told her the next day because it happened the first night, the 1-800 choke a bitch, and then the second night that happened. So then I go to Mary Lynn. I'm like, hey, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong with Mike Cook, but there's something going on, man.
Maybe she possessed me and was like, oh wait, he's got his stuff, and then left. I don't know, but
maybe
Gettysburg was really interesting.
Maybe you just had like a lot on your mind, and you're probably thinking about Crystal and Heather.
Well, this is the first time I think I'm meeting them, so it's really fun to meet you guys and interrupt a podcast to talk about the way I sleep.
Or the lack thereof.
Yes. So those who don't know, the one and only is Mike Cook, and he is one of the founding creators of Beacon TV.
Yay! Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
You can send us to Mission Paracon.
Yeah, I've been looking at my schedules because all three of us have been trying to line up dates where we can all three go, and my schedule has not aligned. I do know I'll be at Gettysburg again. I think there's one other con that I can go to, but I've been pushing really heavy for to go to CrimeCon because we feature crime stuff on the network as well. So CrimeCon's a pretty good. I'm looking forward to going to if those dates align as well. But that was the same night I think we launched the network, and it crashed. And so I was spending the entire con like fixing everything, getting on, trying to make sure everything was working. And so that's probably why I was sleepwalking, because it was extremely stressful when everyone's like, it's not working, I can't sign up, this, that, and the other. So I spent a lot of time on the back end fixing everything and getting servers back up, and it was just it was a mess. But
and after spending 2 days with him, I can tell you he likes the back end. He does. Yeah.
There's a bar here in Alaska, and it's called Skinny Dick's Halfway In, and it's a motel and a bar, and they sell T-shirts that say "poker in the liquor in the front, poker in the rear." So I'll have to send you one of those T-shirts, Mike.
Yes.
Yes.
That would be great. I'll wear it for an episode.
But there's a lot of good stuff. We've been talking. Me and Shane and Josh. Shane and Josh just got done filming Paranormal Mysteries.
Right.
We're working on the Adventures with Brichelle. I will tell you that they are going to put up some competition with the funniness that you have on your show.
I hope so.
I have almost died laughing at the stuff that they have, and it is insanely hilarious. I will tell you that Brian, oh, going a little Hitler there.
Yeah, my dogs are crazy. Here you go. This one.
Okay.
But yeah. So Brian is hilarious. So I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah.
But I laughed it, dude. I lost it in your episode when you were barefoot hunting, whatever you want to call it, squatching.
Squatching, yes.
When you were in the tent and you were like, "Screw this," and you tried running.
Yes.
With the hat.
Yeah, that's the thing is he had the hatchet on his side, and he forgot that it was there. And when he jumped up to run, it was loose, and so the tent was all over the hatchet. We're lucky he didn't get killed.
Yeah, honestly, it cut my hand. So. They're going crazy.
Do it.
They want to speak too, but yeah. So I just wanted to come on here and kind of set the record straight. You know, I don't normally sleepwalk. That was an experience that you got to share with me, because if you weren't there, I probably would have died. I was kind of waiting for you to run in the bathroom and like hit my back or something, but then again, you were probably rolling to the other side going, "Screw this, I ain't doing nothing."
I almost did, and in the podcast, I even said, I'm like, I do not want to do the Heine lick at 5 a.m. right now. Like, that is not how I saw my day going. It was not on my bingo card. So I'm sitting in there, I'm listening to you. I'm like, okay, well, he's getting whatever it is, he's getting it out. It sounds like you were vomiting.
Yeah,
it was very close.
So my room was right next to yours, and I could hear you.
Make me feel bad that I woke up the whole damn floor.
Oh.
It was bad. I actually went outside into the hotel, onto the actual hallway, and was just yelling, "Hey, there's a guy vomiting in here!" So yeah, it was crazy. But I'm glad you're safe now. I'm glad that hasn't happened to you since.
Good thing Michael didn't have to do CPR for you.
I don't know if he knows how to. He would probably just do like the, slap my face and say, "Knock it off."
I definitely know mouth.
I don't think we're that close. I don't know. I mean, maybe we make para with the normal T-shirts that says "I got mouth to mouth from Mike." Who knows?
Oh no.
We can call it para nips. Yeah.
But you didn't tell everybody the pajamas you wear, because I thought that was a little uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness.
No. I wish I should pull them out. I should find them. I'm gonna go find them.
I can't tell you how hard it is to not make eye contact with him wearing these pajamas, because I had no idea that he was wearing these pajamas, and like he greets me almost, at the door. He's like, "Hello," and I'm just like,
"Don't give it away," because they haven't seen it yet. Hopefully, he puts them on.
It was insane. I was just like, what are you doing, Mike? But
I just want to let me go down the list of everybody that is in the chat. So I'll start from the beginning. We have Ron with us. Hi. Paranormal Rockdown. Marcy is with us too. Annie. Again, Ron. And then we have Cynthia Franco, Michael Bloomfield, Richard Johnson, and I think he said he is snowed in Florida, of all places. Annie.
Well, we have.
It's crazy.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we have no snow in Alaska. It's 40 degrees, and I got the windows open. I am burning up.
Louisiana had 12 inches of snow.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend that's in New Orleans, and she was posting. I think, Mike, you commented on it, Jennifer.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so show your pajamas.
All right, so this is the front.
You need to put them on.
Oh my god.
That's the front. That is the
Oh
front of them.
Yes.
Oh my
So
god.
he comes running, and they're just doing this as he's running in the hallway.
Yes.
Evidently, it's a baby elephant, though.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very much so.
Where does he find this stuff?
Amazon and Temu.
Yeah. Got to get creative with where you shop.
I mean, people will not forget you, though. I'll tell you that. People will not forget you.
Have you seen the old Blakely County Jail episode yet? It's not been released yet, but they just finished the editing.
I don't think I have.
It's good.
It's so funny. I let my sister preview it, and she laughed so hard that she had to watch it twice because she missed so much. Oh, it was great. It's a really good episode. I think everybody's gonna love it when it comes out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know when the actual date it is, but I mean, they're doing a lot of filming. They just did some filming for Urban Investigator, Vince Gillian. Yeah. I've got a few projects that are top secret right now that hopefully we'll do this. Hopefully we'll do it this summer. But they said, what do you put in the elephant's trunk? Well,
mostly snacks.
Could you imagine asking for a snack? He's like, here, hold on, I got you taken care of. And it pulled one out.
Oh, no.
So, but yeah, I think a lot of cool stuff's coming out. You guys are kind of on a break, I think, and your next episode's dropping soon.
Yep, our next episodes will start dropping in February. So look, that's just right around the corner. So I hope everybody enjoys them. The season finale is amazing. All the episodes are great. And then we begin filming again in July.
Now, when will we get some more behind the scenes stuff? Like, you know,
That's me. I have a few that I'm working on editing. So as soon as I get those completed, we'll get those uploaded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because
premium content's a big deal. Everybody out there who's paid extra for the premium content, more is coming. And you'll notice I like to dominate that field. So
I'm still waiting for the scooter episode. I'm still waiting for the scooter episode where you chase Shane around on a scooter.
Oh, that's episode 3. It's already out.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
Baton Rouge Hospital.
Listen, it's we got so much content. We're putting out new movies, stuff like that, and it's half the time I'm like, Shane, did you see this? And Josh like, did you see this? I'm like, guys, there's so much. I can't watch everything. I'd be stuck to the TV for days. So yeah. But we're talking about doing a speakeasy live on the network. That'll be fun. So we'll see how that comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
so
go ahead.
won the Beacon tickets for Michigan Paracon. You guys, well, I won the tickets and I took Heather with me. So thanks for
What
that.
part of did you guys say you're from Michigan?
No, they won. They won the tickets.
South Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana.
Gotcha.
So we drove 24 hours to get there.
They won the tickets to go from
Straight.
Beacon.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the soiree.
huh?
Yeah, they won the tickets for Michigan Paracon. Yeah.
Oh yes,
August.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually heading to Michigan in 4 weeks, so I'll be in Michigan in 4 weeks. I like Michigan. Michigan's fun.
Okay, let me see if I can call anybody that cares.
You'll get 2 people because my grandparents live there, so they'll pick up.
That's true.
So.
All right, Mike. Well, we'll let you go. We'll go ahead and continue with Crystal and Heather here to learn a little bit more about their lives.
Yep, and hopefully we'll see you guys real soon. It's
Yeah,
nice to
absolutely.
hang out with you guys.
See you, buddy.
See you guys.
That's one sexy redhead.
So he really sleeps in those pajamas when you guys are out filming?
I really do.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is what's interesting. For those who maybe have watched, I don't know if you guys have watched our show yet on Beacon.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so I am that way all the time. That is not. I would like to tell you like it's a big act, and I'm just acting, but the reality is that is just my personality all the time.
I loved the tiger suit at Paracon last year.
Oh.
Running around. It was brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
They were going to Baton Rouge the next day, right?
Yep.
So I remember that. I mean, go
Yes.
Tigers.
Yes, and I had the goat costume.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the show that we pair with the normal is not scripted at all. So what you see is Mike pretty much whatever he's doing, just following his lead and trying to keep up with him.
That's what I forgot. I forgot a Twix for today.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Happy Twix. I got my little feed
There
Mike.
you go.
Yes.
Even his wife can attest to it. He's like that all the time.
Yes. Hashtag feed Mike.
Mike and his
That's a very important thing. In fact, the end of season episode 2, there's a little PSA for 1-800-FEED Mike. So very important. I'm very excited for you guys to see some of the newer episodes because that definitely becomes a topic of conversation. Obviously, I like my food. So, but enough about me. We've already talked a little bit about Mary Lynn, thanks to Mike Cook and her incredible prowess with her psychic abilities and ESPN. Heather, Crystal, tell us a little bit about what you're doing in Louisiana.
Heather, want to go first?
Sure. So, we are in
Speak
Louisiana,
up.
chapters, and me and Crystal come from the Acadiana chapter. So we're in the area where Cajun Country Paracon will be held, which is Lafayette, Louisiana. So we basically just go around investigating local areas that we've heard reports of, or if we get private calls, we'll go free of charge. We go to help and investigate and try to really get answers if we can.
And debunk things, figure out why things are happening, if it's real or, something else is causing it.
So if something else is causing it and it's not paranormal, the person who made the call, do you talk to them and go, hey, you're horse shit? How does that conversation, how do you break to somebody that they've wasted your time?
Well,
But it's not a waste of time if you get to investigate. That's the fun of it.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not really a waste of time. We have fun going there with the team.
Yeah.
Well, how do you say you're in a porta potty that's all full? You're full of shit, man. How do you say that to them?
Well, we're lucky that we're new, so we don't really have to tell anyone. We don't have
Okay, gotcha.
to share whatever evidence we get, and then
We always just present the evidence that we've gotten, and if our evidence shows that it's an animal or it's environmental or any kind of outside situation, we'll present it to them and explain to them, well, we feel like this is not paranormal.
Okay, that makes sense. This is a great question. Yo, what up, Eric? Len says he'll be bringing plenty of snacks, which I will look forward to. You better. So where will they be investigating this here at the Cajun Country?
So it's going to be in Millionville, which is like a historic, like old Acadian style. So it's all Acadian style homes from like the 1800s.
and they moved
nestled. Yeah.
And they all have a story,
Cicadas.
history, and they talk about it.
I think the building, it was built in a different time frame. So like one's 1806, one's 1823, and each building that's nestled in that little area of the woods has the history of each building and what it was.
And what family built it,
Mhm.
where it's located. And they wanted to preserve that those old homes. And so they moved them all into one location, and the history of the Acadians, all those families that started in, that moved to that area. And it's like a museum too, so they have old things. Like I don't know how many years ago, a couple years ago, I think I went on an investigation there as a I just went, I bought in to go, and I was with the other twins. We were two sets of twins, Melanie and Monique, and Michelle was our guide, and she showed us around. In one little house, it was such a weird thing. A storm just kind of like showed up, and we had Boo Bell on the bed. In that particular house, they have this creepy doll that's supposed to have an attachment. And we were just investigating in there, and Boo Bell went off, and so we were all looking at Boo Bell, and then the storm blew in, and it started raining, and a wind gust blew the door open at the same time, and it was just kind of like one thing happening over here, and then the door blew open. What is going on? But that was pretty interesting, to happen at the same time.
We need to rewind a little bit. Did you say you're a twin?
Yes. Yeah. She's come. I already bought her ticket to our Paracon, so she's going to come this year. So.
And you were with another set of twins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Melanie and Monique are on the team as well, and but we were, we weren't on the team at the time, and then they got on the team, and then finally I bugged them, and they let me on the team as well. Heather and I and Tyler are the new members of the team. So
Okay.
Yes, last year at Paracon when I got to hang out with you guys, Mike took us all out for sushi. That was a lot of fun.
Who did?
You
did. Yeah, they were with our group.
Yeah. I wasn't with the group yet, though. I was just there as a guest.
It was there as a guest.
Guys, it was so much fun.
I didn't pay for sushi.
I didn't say you paid, but actually you did.
It wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, we all went to eat sushi.
Okay, yes, it was
A
me.
whole hibachi table. Dave Schrader ate all of my crab rangoons.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, that shiny-headed jerk.
No, I mean, I was passing around the table, and he really liked him. He took all my.
If he's gonna be there at the next Cajun, next time I see him, I'm like, you owe us some ragoons, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to another event this year, and so is Shane. Josh is going to be this year again.
Yeah, Josh will be with us, and Vince actually, Vince Keeley.
Yeah, Vince.
Oh, Vince Keelan's gonna be there.
In fact, when I saw
something came up. I don't think I'm gonna make it, guys.
Well, Dave will be there as well because he's on the guest list.
Who will be?
Dave Schrader.
Okay, cool.
He's not going to be there this year.
He's on the flyer that was they had me do.
Well, I think maybe that's
he has to come.
So we have Dave, we have Sarah, we have Southern Fried Paranormal, Ghost Housewives, Southern Heat.
That's a really good list.
Seekers, us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's all I have for now.
Normal.
So how long have you guys been with the
Sidekicks Paranormal is us.
No, Sidekicks is us, yeah.
No, I said Lotus Witch. I'm sorry.
Lotus, okay.
Yeah,
so I need to
which is Annie Waters. She's in here right now. Annie's great.
Yeah, she's on
and Betsy.
Yep.
Yeah.
So when did you guys start with LA Spirits? How long ago?
Well, we just started like in October.
And you're already doing podcasts.
You're brand new.
I know. But I mean, I've been going to their events for a long time.
Yeah, I've been going to their events probably for the last 5 years.
Wow. And you just now were like, hey, let me get in on this action?
Right, yeah, finally. Yeah.
And Crystal, did you and your twin both want to be in? And they were like, we're just going to take the sexy one.
No, she's she has like 2 jobs. She's So she works a lot on the weekends, so she can't always come to. I mean, most of the events on the weekends. She can't make a lot of them.
So you guys have like mundane jobs. What do you guys do?
Well, I'm a court clerk.
A court clerk.
Yes.
Okay. And Heather, what do you do?
I am a PT tech, physical therapy.
Okay, I'm so glad you said physical therapy because I was like, PP tech? Do you mean?
No, not that kind of tech.
I live in Vegas, so PP techs are all over out here.
That's called fluffers.
Yeah, they're called, well, they've got a couple of different names. Okay. But okay, so physical therapy tech, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have those are some pretty wild jobs. So okay, so everyone's like, okay, well, what was your first experience with the paranormal? I don't really care so much about your first experience, but what was it that made you go, you know what? I need to join a team. I really want to get more experience. I want to delve deeper into the paranormal rabbit hole. What was it that made you decide to do that?
Crystal?
Well, I guess I'll go first. So,
Crystal.
I've always been interested in the paranormal. I mean, I remember watching Paranormal State way back, and I watched like every single episode, and Chip Coffey, and I'm a big fan. We got to meet him at Michigan Paracon, which was amazing. She got a reading in the group reading. He did a reading for her, which was amazing to watch. And so I've always been interested in the paranormal and watching all those shows and things like that. But actually, my twin sister, she dated a guy for a long time.
Right.
And I think his family was really sensitive because she's had two paranormal experiences.
You could hurt their feelings?
No. They had a lot of paranormal experiences. His grandmother's house was haunted, and they had a lot of experiences there. And he had cousins that died young deaths, and there were a lot of paranormal experiences at the house. And so my sister was there. He lived with his grandparents in college, and I mean, he was raised by them or whatever. But and she didn't know that the house was haunted, and she heard her name being called 3 times, and there were only his grandmother and him there besides herself. And when
Please
she was like,
tell me the name was Candyman.
No. I love that movie. Tony Todd, he has such a unique voice. But so she heard her name being called, and then she had an experience at Crashdown Point Plantation when she spent the night there, and the water faucet turned on and off, and hair being tugged. And because you hear, you're skeptical of people when they tell you about their paranormal experiences because you don't know. Did this really happen? You kind of have to question it. But because, this is my twin sister, so I believed her completely. And I've been wanting to have an experience like that. It's not really, it's unexplainable really, but I had a visitation dream.
Wow.
Before, and that happened to me. My daughter is 7 when I was pregnant. So my twin sister, she had babies. Every time she was pregnant, she wanted girls, and I wanted a boy. And every time she got pregnant, I was like, I just know you're going to have a boy because you want a girl, and I'm going to have a girl because I want a boy. And that's exactly what happened. She has 2 boys. And so when I was pregnant, I was trying to convince myself that I was having a boy. I did all these, like, the Asian gender chart and all these, whatever, home things to try to convince myself that I was having a boy. And then I had a dream one night, and my baby said, "Mommy, you're having a girl." And I woke up from the dream, and I was like, that is so crazy. And so I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I had a dream that my baby told me it was a girl. And then weeks go by, and I do the gender ultrasound, and it was a girl. And I was like, Mom, did I really have that dream? And she was like, yes, you called me and you told me. So it's kind of explainable, that was a neat experience.
That's how can they tell that in an ultrasound? I get like babies, like I guess a baby male would have like a little pee-pee, right? And then I guess a female would have no pee-pee, but how would you know that it's a female and not Asian? Is that, I don't know, like how does that work? How does that? I don't know.
Because the father's not Asian.
That would explain it.
Yeah.
So no. Either way. So you've already had those
We need to
visions,
have the birds and the bees talk with Mike.
right? That's what we need to do. So you had these visions, and then that was kind of what made you decide maybe there's something more to the other side of the veil.
Oh, well, I've always been interested in paranormal. I
Okay.
mean, forever. You know, what happens when you die? You know, are our loved ones really watching over us? You know, do they?
But
I mean,
what made you take that step into getting involved with an actual group to go investigate?
Well, I mean, who doesn't love going to places that could be haunted or that? I love learning the history of all these places too, and all the stories. And to me, it's just fascinating.
And I think that's kind of the point. I think there has to be that thirst for knowledge, right? Because if you don't have that, I think like going to, like, let's say a location which is said to be haunted, that is not easy for a normal person to do, right?
So are you getting feedback, or is it just me?
Yeah, I'm hearing feedback.
But I don't know. Does anybody have the thing going with maybe volume on? No.
My
I
phone
think it's
on like it was trying to talk.
That's probably what it was. So, but I mean, it's tough to take that step, right? To say, because it's one thing to have an experience. It's another thing, I think, to walk into a location that you know is known for experiences and saying, okay, bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It really is a different feel. Oh, bye, Miss Annie. So,
Hi, Annie.
what was it that just made you say, hey, I want to join this group. I'm ready.
Well, I mean, for one thing, joining a group, you have more access to places than when you're buying tickets. Not every place is available, you know, and they just do events at certain dates and times. So you have a lot more access. And for another thing, I really want to be involved with our Paracon, because I listened to all these podcasts. I mean, I follow so many people, and they always talk about all these events. And I'm like, why don't they have more events down south? I can't go up north to all these places. Like Michigan, I wanted to go to Michigan for years, and we finally got the chance to go. I cannot believe I won those tickets.
It's awesome.
And I couldn't pass that up, you know. And all these authors that I follow, and like I got to meet the Clinch brothers, who were going to be at Lone Star, and we got to meet Richard Estep. I just like turned around and I was like, oh my God, that's Richard Estep. You know, I'm in his book group. I just read one of his books.
Are you going to be at Lone Star?
Yes, he's going to be at Lone Star.
Okay, so
Brothers,
we're running the whole Beacon TV booth.
Yeah.
We're running the whole thing, including the was it bowling, VIP bowling? Do you have VIP tickets?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have VIP tickets?
No, I don't.
We need to make sure you get some, because if you do,
oh, okay. And it's my anniversary. It's my 10-year anniversary that weekend.
Then
nice.
And I'm dragging my husband.
Get some VIP tickets, okay? And I will make sure to personally introduce you to every single person.
All right, you got it.
Okay?
You got
I will make sure you have the absolute time of your life. Mary Lynn will as well. Actually, Mary Lynn will probably do most of the work. Yes.
And I will be
That's all the butterfly social work. So,
Heather.
So Heather, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
No. Tell us your experience. What made you decide to join the group and say, it's time for me to take them? And before we do that, you were actually asked a question. Somebody was asked if you were you at St. John's Theater? Yes.
I was not.
Okay.
I had that one.
Yeah, so I met Lynn Dorman there, and he asked me if I knew Mike. He told me to tell Mike that he brought snacks.
Oh, funny.
You're thebomb.com. I'm so proud of you, buddy. That's good. Poor Mary Lynn, yeah. Well, Heather, please go ahead.
Okay, so my story is a little different.
That was great, guys. All right, well, that's all the time we have. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, so mine's short and sweet anyway, so it's okay. So I grew up in a very strict Christian home. Didn't really look at anything paranormal as normal. So when we came across Louisiana Spirits on Facebook, my husband was like, let's do it. He is that kid at heart, like he wants to do stuff like that. He was way into it. I had watched TV shows, I had watched everything paranormal you can name, but I never thought I would ever be doing it in person. Well, we went to first like group event Louisiana Spirits held, where they invite the public to come to one of their investigations, and they kind of lead you around and show you how to use the equipment. You join the investigation and you take EVPs and you do everything. And I was like, okay, this is kind of strange, but that was the first time I had ever had an experience that I actually was like, wait, this is real. I actually touched on the arm and kept telling myself, this isn't real. This isn't real. I didn't believe it. I was a very much skeptic completely.
Was
But
that at the theater?
that was actually at the Operations Courthouse.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, right. Somebody had mentioned the courthouse earlier. It was, who mentioned the courthouse?
Jean Paul.
Jean Paul, that's right, yes.
Yeah, Jean Paul and the courthouse, he's amazing.
It's like a special relationship with the courthouse.
That courthouse is probably the most active place we've ever been.
Is that your husband?
It is, yes.
Come on the screen. I need to see your face. I was about to ask her what. There it is. Look at that. I was going to ask them what's their favorite piece of equipment aside from their husbands.
He's laughing in the background. But yeah, we went to like probably close to 20 plus more investigations with Louisiana Spirits. And when she finally put out that someone else could join, I immediately rushed because the more I did it, the more fun I had.
Yeah,
Do you feel like both of you have learned on this experience?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie and Dan.
Yeah.
That's good. And I think Michelle came on. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah.
That's okay. Odd Fellows, hello. Eddie and Jen, thank you so much, Eddie and Jen. I mean, it's tough to say like, okay, well, I went from being an amateur to a professional, right? Because it's such a unique field. But I made a joke about equipment earlier, but do you actually have something that you do like enjoy using, or do you feel like maybe you both are intuitive? I mean, do you feel like you're psychically connected to locations?
Heather, a little bit. She has some things that pop up, and where she's
I
pretty.
have a thing that pops up.
Yeah, that little girl.
Your elephant pajamas?
Yes. So you feel like Heather, you feel you're a little intuitive?
Ever since I was a kid, honestly, like things would happen to me, or I would have dreams, or just the room. Like I could feel the difference in certain rooms and in certain places. And now when I do investigations, I can tell what's going on. Like it's kind of like when you know a part's about to happen. You got that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I wouldn't say I can see things, but I definitely have that feeling.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But Kristen, you don't really feel like you're that.
You do have abilities.
Heather does.
Crystal does.
Me?
Yes. You are sensitive. You have abilities because I can see it around you.
Wow.
I did take a couple of Sarah Limos's classes that I really, really enjoyed. The class on the spirit guides, and I really, really enjoyed it. I want to do the whole thing, but
This is amazing.
She is. I've actually got a class with her after this. My first time doing anybody's class, so I really like her. And Mike, did you ever send Crystal her alcohol?
I need her address. I keep telling you.
I send it to you. I'll send it again.
Do not send it to me.
Good.
You need to send me her address.
I will do it right now again.
Crystal, she never sent it. Crystal, she never sent it. Okay?
I did.
Don't let her fill your head, okay, with her psychic mumbo jumbo.
Guess what? She's going to believe me over you.
Yeah.
So, what do you like to use then, Crystal? If you don't feel like you're attached or attuned right now, what's your go-to? Dowsing rod, spirit box?
No, dowsing rods never work for me. I like to videotape things and take pictures. I love to videotape because when things happen, like the other new member that we have, Tyler, and Eric, Heather's husband, did this thing with the flashlights. And Eric is just like my husband, where they're both very skeptical. My husband is a non-believer, but Eric and Tyler both are non-believers, but they want to have an experience because they want to know for sure if it's real or not. And they were doing this thing with the flashlights, and Eric was saying, if you turn both of those flashlights on at the same time, because they were communicating by flashlight, and both of them turned on, and then I think he asked to be touched, and he was touched, and he was like, oh my gosh, and it completely changed. And this was at the Shoots building in Opelousas, across the street from the courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love videotape because I want to catch everything, I mean, you want to have an experience even though it's not recorded, but you also just want to have that documented, like it really happened. This really happened. You can see it. Like at the Delta Theater too. I remember before I was a member, I was with Missy Gaither was there, and we had, and you and Eric were there too. It was before we were members. And the video camera, we were doing the class, and one of the video cameras turned and fell off the shelf. My dog just coughed. She's digging in the trash.
We were watching it live when it
Wow.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah. We were just sitting there, and then it just fell off. And Michelle came in, and she's like, "This camera just fell." And we put it up on the big screen, and we were able to watch the footage. So I love videos. I'm always trying to videotape everything, like the whole time. So, but Heather has got some really cool EVPs.
Yeah, my thing is EVPs. Like I'll do recordings even on my phone. Like the phone is amazing. I'll do EVPs, but as far as actual equipment, definitely like REM pods, any kind of like things you can actually touch and light up. I love that.
Okay. See, for me, dowsing rods. Yeah, I know, Chris, you said they don't work for you. For me, it's like an extension. They might as well just be extra. It's crazy how well they work for me. It's nuts. Oh. Yeah, like the elephant trunk on this bad boy. It's crazy. They just work so well for me. So I really do like them a lot. Obviously, Mary Lynn, she doesn't need to use anything like that. And I think that's kind of, so you had mentioned something, Crystal, and maybe Heather, you kind of take to this too, where, you're like, okay, I really want to document something, right? I really want to get that evidence. Mm-hmm. See, for me, it's not so much about the evidence, it's about the experience, right? And I really want to stress that, especially to anybody that's, whether you're amateur, you're just thinking about getting into it, or maybe you're pro. Sometimes don't lose sight of the experience you're having now in an effort to document, right? Yeah. Love what you're doing right now.
Yeah, because that's the biggest thing. You get so involved in looking at the equipment, you miss what's going on around.
Right.
Sometimes you can see those shadows. You can see those.
How many times have we come across stuff while filming?
Yep.
Yeah.
All the time. But we can't focus on it because it's not what our show is about. Our show's not really about like evidence collection or, investigating as a whole. It's really more of like an introductory. But so much happens that you don't get to see in the episodes. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to just kind of be a part of that and experience that.
Mhm.
Have either of you been in touch with something that you felt was maybe did not have your best interest in mind?
Mm, I don't think so. I haven't felt anything particularly, I would say, negative or not good. I've definitely felt a different energy versus like what would feel good versus what doesn't feel good. I wouldn't particularly say it's like a negative energy.
Heather, what about you? I mean, Crystal, what about you? Sorry, my bad.
Myself, no. But I did go to. I was with some of my friends, and we went to the Jefferson, Texas. Have you guys been to the Jefferson? Well, it's one particular room with a bunch of creepy dolls in it. But I think it was there's each room has this weird theme to it. I don't know if it wasn't the creepy doll room, but it was the one across the hall from that. And my friend stuck her head in that room, and then all of a sudden, like we were investigating in the we had booked the bridal room. It's the bed in the Jefferson where the bride committed suicide. She hung herself from the bed, and they have a wedding dress in there. It's not the original wedding dress, of course. And so we were investigating in there, and my friend almost like went into this like trance kind of. I don't know. Her whole demeanor changed, and we were walking down the street, and she was just like, she got a headache, and she like was walking into traffic, and it got really weird. And so we brought her back to the hotel, and my friend Rebecca did a Reiki session on her, and she just like immediately went to sleep. I mean, she literally got in bed and did not move positions all night. Like she just stayed there, and she woke up. Just she doesn't even remember what happened, And so I think maybe she had something that maybe tried to attach to her or something. And so I myself didn't feel anything, but I saw the change come over her, and it was. I mean, I've known her my whole life, and I've never seen her act like that. I mean, I had to stop her from walking out in traffic. Like, what is going on?
Wow.
We need to put her in touch with Mike Cook. Yeah. So Oddfellows say they have a testing center for mediums and gifted, and they have the largest collection of documented haunted items. Oddfellows, hit us up after the chat. We'd love to get you on an episode and talk about some of that stuff. That's really cool. And
we actually talked with them about one of the Paracons, so they did come through and showed us some of their stuff. So we definitely,
would love to. And Len mentions, sometimes you show up with like 6, 8, 10 cameras. Sometimes just a good old personal camera's all you need, right?
Yeah.
So do you think, it's tough because I feel like, you watch, Zach Bagans, or you watch, any horror movie, be it The Ring or Smile, or and they sensationalize these, evil entities, right? And evilness in general. And I think people go into that field of paranormal expecting, right? Okay, I'm expecting doors to be shut in my face. I'm expecting, some type of creature to fall out of a TV and attack me, or the phone to ring and be like, "I need those, bitch." Have you ever had people that have kind of come in, or you've talked to, that have been like, "Oh, well, I just thought it would be different"?
I mean, personally, that's how it was my first investigation, because I had only had TV and religion telling me, anything outside of the norm is evil. There is no spirits. There's no good. There's like anything abnormal is evil. So that first experience for me, I was nervous. I was scared. I was terrified. But then, the education that Louisiana Spirits gave, I really, really learned to come out of that. And now I have such a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Pedro Poopy Pants here will tell you, as Marcy just pointed out, we love the experiences and history of the locations of Louisiana. And I think the history part is the most important. You have to have a love for
Yeah.
understanding what came before you.
Yeah.
You understand what you're doing there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that's really important. And I loved your fur baby was awesome. That's a Frenchie.
Yes, we just adopted, but I'm
Aw.
trying to keep them from fighting.
Oh no! What's the Frenchie's name?
Lila.
Well, Lila is gorge.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I love the history. I guess that's why I listen to podcasts a lot. One of my favorite podcasts, besides Dave Schrader's, is
You mean besides ours?
and Mystic. You know, there's a lot.
Quit. I'm out.
Well, I mean, you see, I'm in the live chat every week. You know,
You are. You're a total trooper. I appreciate you.
every week. Can't try to. But I told you guys about my sister's experience at Crescent Point, and it's one of my favorite places. The history of that place, I used to pass in front of it all the time, so I guess I love that place so much. It's so beautiful. I wish that it was open to the public, but they did a podcast on Crescent Point, an episode with Southern Gothic, and the history of it is just amazing because it was ran. He taught his daughter to run the plantation, which was really, really strange back then.
Yeah.
And she, you know, from being burnt down to the ground, and it just to know that my sister had an experience there, and now it's not open to the public anymore, is just amazing. You know, I love all the history.
What's the book you have behind you on the shelf?
That one?
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, let me. It's Cablog. It's my friend Deej actually wrote the book, and I'll tell you a story. He used to be a cab driver, and he actually had a blog online. And I mean, he is such an amazing writer. I fell out of my chair laughing from some of his experiences as a cab driver.
Oh, that's cool.
He died last year, March. That's his book, and I try to tell everybody about that. I think I told you about him at our last Paracon. It was still really fresh when he died.
Yeah.
I was really upset about that, but that's his book, and I try to tell everybody about it.
Awesome.
My sister has had a few visitation dreams from deceased loved ones, and I had a dream about Deej after he died.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you both have actually had my kitty cat. You both have had relevant dreams regarding the afterlife. Oh, boo!
So Heather, do you make those?
Yeah, was that a ghost or a sperm? I couldn't tell.
It was a ghost. That's actually
It's a ghost of a sperm.
that was actually from
Misty.
That was from Misty Gaither from
Okay. That's cute.
her podcast from.
Very cool.
Oh. We love Misty. Misty's amazing. Oh, and Marcy's in the chat asking about Tux, which you just showed.
Yeah, I actually rescued her from Marcy.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Marcy wasn't keeping them, like, she wasn't hurting them or anything. But
I was gonna say you rescued them from Marcy. What was she doing to them?
And barbecue
my
sauce.
apartment cat had babies, and I took one of them.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
We're all
very
a bunch of lovers.
Yeah,
well, guys. It has been an hour and 4 minutes. I think. Marilyn, do you have to go to your class?
I do. Yes.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, get off to class? We'll say goodbye to Heather and Crystal from LA Spirits or Louisiana Spirits, not LA, which is completely on fire. Hashtag feed Mike. That's right. I'm always hungry.
So everybody come to our Paracon, April 12th, Vermilionville.
yep.
What's
April
that?
Yeah, very close to the airport. So everybody that flies in, you're right there down from where the
So April 12th is when the Paracon is?
Yes, April 12th at Vermilionville.
And the website will be up and running in about
Probably around mid-February, hopefully. Maybe before.
and you can buy tickets online or
We'll have an
In
option
person.
to buy tickets online, in person, or you can email Marcy.
And will you be selling like VIP tickets?
Yeah.
VIP, I think there are a few more. Don't quote me on that. You'll have to get with Marcy for sure.
Okay.
For VIP.
Because who doesn't want to meet me? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Right?
I'm so famous. Ladies, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that everyone comes out to the Cajun Country Paracon. It's going to be a blast. I can't wait to see you guys.
Oh, I
and
can't.
Huggies. April 12th, that's right, Marcy Lee. Oh, and Emily at laspirits.com. If you're interested in tickets or VIP tickets, please feel free to email Marcy. She prefers it in nudes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right, folks, go ahead and play us out.